Hey, all Shiloh band parents. I wanted to go over this year's handbook, kind of go through a syllabus thing. Last year, this was as a meeting, and I don't think we want any more meetings. So I'm going to go over all of this stuff, helping you guys out. I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can all see our handbook for this year. There are a couple changes made to this one, and I'm going to point them out for you guys. Hopefully that you are able to see everything here. Starting off, we have a brand new logo this year. I'm going to talk about that more in the future. We got some exciting things that we're going to have over there. So on this first page over here, I'm just going to skip over this right now, but I just got to say how excited I am for the band program moving into this year. For those who are unfamiliar, I have just completed year 2.5. I'm going into year 3 now of being here with the Shiloh Band program, and its program, it has grown tremendously. Whenever I first got here, there were maybe around 27 kids in the entire concert band, and maybe about half of those knew how to read music. It's come a long way. We're anticipating around 90 kids this year. I've already had more interested in joining, so I think that it's going to be super, super great for everything that we have going on this year. So starting off over here, things that you're going to need for the band this year. They will need to bring a pencil with them, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a pencil so that they can write in things into their music. Sometimes I make mental notes for them, and they have to write those in. Prefer that it's not a pen right over there. If they could get a folder, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I mean, it could just be a flimsy, like 90-cent folder that you could get at Walmart. Or if you're feeling a little extra fancy, getting a 3-ring binder. I have a hole punch here that they can hole punch all of their music that way as well. In addition, if your child is one that likes to lose music, which I know I had to replace a lot of music last year, which I'm happy to do, it's part of the job. But if you know that they're going to probably lose their music and transition it from bringing it home and back and all this other stuff, I recommend getting those little binder sheets. They have them at Walmart and Target. They're super cheap. I've got some here. I'm happy to hand them out myself with all that. They will need an instrument. If you are a person who is brand new to band starting this year, I'll get more in contact with you guys with all that. But yes, they will need an instrument, whether it's their own that you're renting or you have your own purchased or a school instrument. I'll get in contact with all of you guys. And then a band t-shirt. We had those last year for the 5th through 8th grade concert band. I'll send you out more information about that coming up soon. So anyway, I'm going to skip beginning band because nobody here is a member of beginning band anymore. We are all now a member of the concert band, which is open to all 5th through 8th grade students. This one is preferably for those who have previous experience. However, if you just moved into the district or you're wanting to join or try out a new instrument, whatever the story may be, this is the ensemble. Just so you know, starting off the school year, we are going to jump right into things. So that's kind of the expectation that we're able to play at least 5 notes, and I'm going to hand out some music that has those, and we're going to get cranking along with that. If you are a person who is joining band at the beginning of this year, I'll talk about this more for everybody, but I highly recommend that you get a private lesson instructor. I will be sending out that list later this week, but that's somebody who can act as a private tutor who will get them caught up with a lot of things. Unfortunately, in my time, I've seen some people who have joined and have not had that, and they get very, very frustrated. Unfortunately, I'm only one person. I'm teaching the entire music program, and I can't at any moment just sit down with a concert band of 90 people and help out your one kid with just one thing. Trust me, that's all I want. But those private lesson instructors are going to be super, super helpful for helping them grow with all these things. But what we're going to do this year, we're going to have multiple concerts just like that. We're going to have a big music festival. We might have some other things. I'm still have a couple things in the work. I'll let you guys know that. For all 6th through 8th graders, we will have solo and ensemble, and they will also be playing with the high school. We will be doing the Star Spangled Banner. We did that the last few years. It's a super, super fun event. In addition to that, they will have different technique books that they will need to be playing in. A good thing for them is knowing that over time they will graduate out of the book that they are currently in and need another one. Once we're at that point, I will send you guys that information. That usually happens around 6th grade and also again in 8th grade typically. I'll send that out if that is going to be your kid. Symphonic Winds. This was a group that was brand new last year. It is open to all 6th through 8th grade band students over here. This one is kind of since our band itself is 5th through 8th grade, kind of has everybody together. I want that this one to somewhat be a little bit of an advanced learning opportunity where we play some more difficult music. It's not a required ensemble, but it will take place on Fridays from 3 o'clock to 4:15. We'll just stay here in the band room. We'll get a couple extra fun pieces. It's a fun time. If your child is in 6th through 8th grade and has played in band before, I really do recommend it. All right, going on to attire this year. This is going to be the same as last year. We will have band t-shirts, and I will send out the order information for that. I will make sure that that is as cheap as possible. Just know that that's something that we don't profit off of. But there will be a cost for that, and if that's an issue, just send me an email. We'll talk about it. We'll figure everything out. There, it's going to have their name on it. It'll have the logo. If you're a person who's in choir as well, it's just one t-shirt. You won't have to buy both, but we will use this for some of the events that we are at. Now, one fun thing that we do have this year, I am planning out a little bit more of a late Halloween or late October Halloween, kind of more of a spooky concert, a themed one over there. It's not going to be exactly Halloween music, but it's going to be a fun one, and you're welcome to wear if you have any costumes for that, they are welcome to do that. We'll play some music that fits the time. It'll be a fun concert, and I think that they're going to have a lot of fun with it. I don't want to give too much away for that one right there. But whenever we do have some of our more professional concerts, just black or blue pants. Blue jeans would be fine as long as they're not ripped. I'm not super picky as that with that as well. Just nice tennis shoes, like those would work. If you have dress shoes, those would work as well. Just I'll be a judgment call. I'll let you guys make that one over there. Classroom conduct, this is stuff that I'll talk more about to the kids, and I didn't have any issues with this last year. Just making sure that they stay on track. If there are any issues, I'll reach out to you guys, let you know what's going on. But saying over here all these things that the kids, that they're going to show respect to each other, play with good tone and balance, just making sure that they're trying their best. And I know that that's different for every person, but as long as they're all trying, we're going to have a great, great time with everything. Same thing with discipline. I don't anticipate that being a thing, but I'll let you know if something does ever occur. Scheduling changes. I know band is not for every single kid. I completely realize that, and I want to say thank you for your kids who are interested. If something does end up popping up and they're like, hey, this isn't for me, let me know. Talk to me, give me a phone call. I've had in the past a couple times where kids are just not showed up, and that it's not good for the ensemble. It's not good for their peers. It's like, hey, where'd my friend go? Oh, that's an issue, and I don't know what's going on. So just let me know, and I'll work with you to get something changed if that's what ends up happening. I'll be sad to see you go, but I know that these things happen right there. Big thing right here is practicing with them. We do have the opportunity to have practice sessions here at the school, but the biggest thing is that this is their band homework, I guess you could say. And it needs to be something that they are working on. Now, I don't want this to be something that takes over their life. And I know that some kids do that. So, whew, right over there. But I am expecting kids to practice at least 20 minutes 3 times per week. I know an hour may seem a little excessive, and sometimes like I'll talk to the kids and just whatever we can get. But spending time at home practicing with them. I know that that's one of those things many of you guys are like, I don't know anything about band. I'd be happy to talk to you. It's like, hey, you can help them out with X, Y, and Z. But my biggest thing for them is be supportive. They're middle school kids. They're brand new. They're probably not going to sound very good on their instrument. And they're going to be loud. They're going to be making all these annoying sounds. But know that this is part of the process right over here. I sounded terrible on instruments whenever I first started, but be as supportive as you can towards them on this new instrument because it's exciting to them and they want to show that off, and this is how they get better at it. So just know that here in the band room, it's a judgment-free zone, and I hope that you guys can kind of have that attitude with them as well. If you notice a sibling or anybody else picking on them, just be like, hey, just know they're trying their best to everything that they can do over there. But I highly recommend, if they don't already have a wire music stand or somewhere that they can set their music, they will need to have that so that at home they have a place where they can practice with everything that's hopefully free of distractions, like we don't want TV playing on in the background or anything else that it may be. Definitely don't want them practicing out in the backyard. Just a nice place where they can feel like, hey, I can focus, I can do all this stuff over here. And if you have questions, just shoot me an email about that. Next thing with attendance policy, here's the deal. Band's not for a grade. I've tried to make it for a grade, but there's only so many battles that I can win. I can't control if your child shows up or not. And I can't take away a grade point for them. However, just know that it really does impact those around them, and it impacts me. The way I like to think about this, and I'm going to come back to this in a little bit, band itself, with the way it is set up, we have multiple different instruments, and that's all done in a very, very specific way. We don't want to have too much of this or that. Just like let's say a baseball team. You can't have a very successful baseball team if you have 9 players who are pitchers and 2 outfielders, and that's all that you have. Just know that there's a whole balance. And if they're not showing up to concerts, that messes up the balance or parts that may be missing. Sometimes we have solos. Sometimes, especially in percussion land, they are the only person who plays that part. So if there's something that ever happens, and I know life happens, just let me know as soon as you can so that I can try to work and get those things figured out. But we would really do appreciate, we would appreciate it if you are able to make everything that you can for these kids to be there. That'll really help us out a lot because that's what we work for. That's what we spend all of our time for in band. And we do have music stores in the area. Right now, I am currently using Helpin' Music Company, which is located out of Alton. I know some of you guys who are older students who have been in the band for a little bit longer. We've used Music and Arts. We currently use both companies for whether it's a rental or whatever it may be. With these companies, they have instrument repairs. You can get new technique books from them. Music and Arts offers private lessons over there, and if you have questions about that, just send me an email. But that's just down the road from us. If you're a woodwind player, let's say a saxophone or a clarinet player, and you are out of reeds, you can go over there or order them on Amazon. I'll send you a sheet on which ones you need to have over there. Let's just say you want to buy a brand new instrument. You can do it from either of these places, or also Nottleman's Music. They're a place out of St. Louis. The high school band uses them a lot. They offer some good deals, but just talk to me and I can kind of help you out with some of those deals. And last but not least, if your child is ever having any instrument issues, it's not playing, something's broken, let me know. We've had classes in college about how to fix them. Most of the time, it's just a quick and easy boop. I pop something back into place, but it's very, very delicate. Please do not take this upon yourself to start fixing instruments. You go, hey, I can get this and get your hammer. That can usually cause a lot more damage, and sometimes they will charge extra if that damage happens. So just know most of the time it's something really, really small. Just let me know. You're never in trouble, and your kid's never in trouble if that happens. Just know sometimes they might try to hide that from you guys. You're like, uh-oh, my instrument's not working. That happens all the time. Instruments break, I can get them fixed for you guys. So just let me know. This guy right here, John Shot, he lives here in Shiloh. He can get it repaired within the week. He's super great. He's super cheap. I'll let you know all of that stuff. Next thing I want to talk about, and most of you guys already know this, instrument changes. It is very, very common for a student to want to switch instruments. Usually they get to a point, they're like, hey, I learned this stuff. I'm ready for the next big challenge over there. And that's just not really the case with band. They'll get over some things and then they'll get bored with what they have and they want to try something new. I see this almost every single day. And it's great that they want to try different instruments. And sometimes we can make it happen, but sometimes it's not the case, unfortunately. And the reason why, as I mentioned before, you want to have good instrumentation. Like I mentioned, you don't want to have too many pitchers on a baseball team. That'll really mess up some other things. So if that is something that they are serious about, I do have a whole policy with it about wanting to swap instruments. I kind of put the pressure on them. I'm like, hey, here's the instrument. Go learn it on your own. Or take private lessons, and that's a great way right there. As I mentioned before, I'll send out that lesson list very, very soon. But they have to basically, my process with it is, let's just say they are number 75 in the book, and let's say they play flute for right now, and they want to switch to clarinet. They will have to learn how to play the clarinet, whether it's from a peer or somebody else, and they have to demonstrate number 1 through 75. I'll be like, hey, show me this skill, show me this, show me that you can do that. And once they get to that level, caught up with their peers, I'll be like, all right, great. I think that you're ready to switch to it. And then I'll talk to you about how we can make that happen for them moving forward. But just know, I'll be the one to make a call with that. Sometimes I will request a switch happens. And that's usually a good thing for a kid. Sometimes we need more of this instrument or that instrument. Sometimes we need what's considered a color instrument. So some of you guys I've already talked to about that. So that's a big thing right over there. Just be in contact with me with all that stuff. If you are having a school instrument, as I mentioned before, I will get in contact with you. There will be a fee for that over there, which will cover maintenance and everything like wear and tear of the instrument, hopefully buying new cases, upgrading, buying new ones, all this other stuff. I'll be in contact with you with that. With communication with me, please only send me emails. That's my best way over there. And I'll give you my phone number sometimes and you can be free to text me. But email is the best way. We do have a phone here, but just know it's a little bit weird. It's all the way in the back corner and I can never hear it. So if you call, there's a very good chance I will never hear you. So just send me an email. That's going to be the best way to get in contact with me. Um, let's see. Ways that you can help out with the ensemble as well. And I know that this isn't in the handbook over here, but just something I want to talk about, whether it's setting up for concerts, tearing down, we will have festivals. We'll have some fundraiser opportunities, and those are a great way to support the band. The band is growing, and it's so great, but also our financial demand is also more. We don't have the instruments for the band that we need, and buying music, it's expensive. Buying new reeds and all these other things that we need to be successful, it takes a lot of money, and just know I'm doing my best to manage that, but fundraisers are a great way to help out with that. Um, let's see, what all have I missed over here? Um, this year we will have a couple events down here. Let me scroll to that. We will have for fifth graders who were in concert band last year. This is just for this year's fifth graders who were in last year's concert band. We will have a fifth grade percussion audition this year. They're going to be hopefully around 2 or 3 spots for it, but how that usually is, and I'll go over all this with the kids once we start up with band. We're waiting for map testing to finish up, and then we'll get started and I'll go over all this information. It's just going to be a test over on like, hey, you need to know how to be able to play the xylophone. That's a big one. Can you keep a steady beat? Can you do correct stickings? A big one is about coordination there. And I'll show them like what benefits it has and if it's something that they're interested or not. But just know, unfortunately, not every single kid gets a spot. But that's okay because sometimes they'll go back to their instruments and be like, hey, this is pretty cool. And they end up kicking booty on it. It's super, super exciting to watch. Symphonic Winds, that is going to be for the 6th through 8th graders who are interested in joining that. We take all instruments for that. So all concert band instruments, I should say, for that. That'll start up on August 30th. I'll send that out for anybody who may be interested, and I'll talk to the kids. For our t-shirt orders, I will send you more information. We have a screening company down here in Shiloh, and they do those t-shirts for us. I'll get you that exact cost, but no, the tentative date for that right now is September 13th that we're going to have those due. For that football feeder game, this is just for those who have been in band at least a year, which is typically 6th through 8th grade students. We will have an after-school rehearsal for that, for us playing through the Star Spangled Banner, making sure that they're super prepared on it and that they're going to do great on it. That will be on September 5th, which I believe is a Friday. Don't quote me on that. But that will be one after school. And then on September 6th, no, I take it back. I believe that's a Thursday. And if you can't make that, just send me an email. September 6th, we will have the performance with the high school band and the other schools that feed into O'Fallon Township. It's a super cool event. Everybody's welcome to go and watch. It's nice. You can go video record. There will be, if you want to go in and watch, there is a fee for it, unfortunately. But go watch that game. You can go watch the high school marching band show. Their show this year is super great. It's called Set in Stone. It's all about Medusa, and we have a lot of former Shiloh kids, and they look incredible this year. That's all I've got to say. It's going to be a great, great year for them. For ILMEA, this I highly recommend for students who are more advanced in band. It's what this is a district honor band, and it has an audition for it, which I have the music hidden somewhere here in my office, and I'm going to be handing that out to the kids who may be interested. But if that's something that you're serious about, just know that the music for this gets a little bit difficult and it can be tricky. So I highly recommend a private instructor if they want to have a good chance of making that ensemble. And I know some of these kids can because I've heard how great they were last year. Our concert right now, our first one, here's the big date to set right now. It is going to be October 29th, and I'm realizing I have my stuff out of order here. Oops. That should be on a Tuesday night for us. That'll be at night, and I'll send that out. It'll be around 5:30, 6 o'clock, so the concert start time for that. But that's going to be the one that's a little bit like go wear a costume, have some fun with it. It'll be a cool, cool concert right there. For any of those who are involved in ILMEA and end up making the group, congratulations to them. We will have that date. It hasn't been set. That's not something I control, but that will be in November. And our goal this year is to perform at the November assembly here at the school. We're going to be playing a fun piece. Just have the band out there. Go play something fun. I think that the audience will like it. The kids there will like it. And you're welcome to attend that as well, but it's during the school day. Don't feel like you have to go to it. Belfair, I will let you know who that applies to. This is not every single student. I'll let you know who that is once we're there. Now, this one is everybody right over here, December 10th and December 14th. We have our annual Christmas in O'Fallon concert, and this brings in all of the concert bands that feed into O'Fallon Township. It's a super cool concert that they have. So how that one works, for those who are brand new to this, there's a fifth grade ensemble where all the fifth graders come together. Same with sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade. Now, I know that there are a couple of kids, let's just say you're an eighth grader in your first year in band. I might switch you around. That's not as a punishment, but I want to put you guys at a level I think that your kid can be successful at. But they will have a rehearsal on December 10th, and that will be at the high schools. Each group will be in a different location, but that's just sixth through eighth grade. Fifth grade will just rehearse the day of. Their music's pretty simple over there. I think that they'll be able to nail it out of the park right there. But just know that'll be a day of. But the concert itself will be December 14th. So that'll be another date that you need to set right there. And there'll be concert dates coming out with that. Starting later, I know that this is already next semester, far, far away. Beginning band, that'll be for fourth graders if you have younger ones. We will have solo and ensemble. This is open through sixth through eighth graders as well. Fifth graders, you have the opportunity for just a solo this year, but it's a super great event to where you can show off your talents. I did it every year, and it's a super great one. They have the opportunity to perform with either friends or by themselves with a pianist, and it's a great, great learning opportunity for them. It's one of the best things that you have in band, and that goes all the way through high school as well. But they have the opportunity, once if they do participate, they will receive a score, and depending on their score, they will get a couple extra, I like to say, bling bling. They'll get some trophies, some cool things to go along with that for their accomplishments. Here's our next big one over here. This one is not required for you as a parent to attend, but this is our big trip that we do as a band, and we've done it the past 2 years. This is a national musical festival called Music for All. And we're very fortunate that they have an event of this at O'Fallon Township. Most of these events, like there are only, I want to say, around 10 of these being held across the country. And we're really, really lucky to have one in our backyard. So this is our large event. We'll travel to the high school, and we'll have some judges there who will listen to us, some absolutely incredible educators who are there. And they'll have a performance, and then they'll have a clinic afterwards with one of these really, really talented musicians who's been like a great music educator throughout their life. We'll have an after-school rehearsal for that on April 11th and April 12th, which I believe is a Saturday, just so you know. We'll have that festival over there. That is the one that is super important. I need every single kid there if possible. Please let me know well in advance if you're not able to attend, because that's a big one over there. And then our last one right now, just know this may change in the future, but for right now, our concert dates for spring, that is going to be everybody all together, including beginning band, concert band, symphonic winds, choir, all the good stuff. That right now is set for May 6th. It may change. And this is for everybody who is not an eighth grader currently. Graduation, we do have to perform. That is a required event for us as well. And we'll have some alumni of the band come back and play with us. It's a cool event. We'll play Graduation, Pomp and Circumstance, some other fun stuff maybe that we played throughout the year. It's a fun one, kind of end the year for us out on a bang right over there. Just know some of these dates might change, and I'll let you guys know if that happens. Okay, couple other things. As I mentioned, I've got the private lesson list right over here ready to go. I'm going to send it your way. I highly recommend that you get involved with that, whether it's an after school thing. And a couple people, I'm actually working to get a couple private lessons teachers here during the band day. So that's another opportunity. I might let you guys know. It's like, hey, we have these people. If you want to take a private lesson, it would be cost however much. Every person's a little bit different, but we might have the opportunity, since we have practice rooms here in the band room, that they can go and work with those people who are absolutely incredible musicians. Other cases, they might be after school. That's going to be a big one. And the majority of these private lesson teachers, they teach at O'Fallon Township. I might work to get a couple of them here. But just know that's a whole process for me, and I kind of have to spend my own money on background checks for them. So it's a whole thing. But I'm gonna try to get some of them there. I really do recommend it. It's great for the kids. And I've seen the ones that are in private lessons, they have such a fun time in band because they're truly understanding everything and they can just have fun with the music. If money is a cost, let me know and I can help you out. We do have a couple opportunities where we have some high school kids who just want to come back and teach the kids. So some of them are even free. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know and I can help get that all set up for you. Last thing I am going to mention, this one is going to be new this year that I have been working on, and it goes back to our logo over here. We are going to have our own boutique shop with a bunch of Shiloh band gear this year. So we're going to have everything from t-shirts, hoodies, water bottles, stickers, maybe. I don't know. I haven't figured everything else out. But it's going to involve our new logo here. We're going to have some cool things. If you have some ideas, let me know. But just know that's going to be coming your way very, very soon if that's something you're interested in to support the band right there and get some cool stuff. So exciting stuff coming your way very, very soon. For right now, that's all that I have for this. Thank you if you watched all the way here to the end of our handbook. I will have this handbook itself on the website. It is going to be on the Shy 85 website. If you just go to there, it's somewhere hidden along in handbooks. Good luck finding it, or I can send it to you guys. I will get those t-shirt orders out to you very, very soon. And yeah, if you guys ever have any questions, remember, please email me. Don't call. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great year. Bye. And